Hey, sweeties. Have y'all joined the Tea Party yet? The Tea Party is the official VIP group for Tea and Talk, where you get even more, including merchandise, early access to episodes, extra episodes, shout-outs, and more. The Tea Party is a community for women like me and you. Girl, you better stop playing and get the tea while it's hot. Join the Tea Party by clicking the link in the show notes. Hey, sweet teas, and welcome to Tea and Talk, a self-development podcast. I'm your host, Tafia Stokes. You know, they say a woman is like a cup of tea. You can't tell her strength until you put her in hot water. Well, the water is hot, sis, so let's see your strength. Grab your tea and get comfortable, and join me as I get into it on this episode of Tea and Talk. Hello, sweet teas, and thank you for joining me on this beautiful Monday on another episode of Tea and Talk. I hope you enjoyed your weekend and are starting the week with a clear slate and a fresh start. This episode, I wanted to talk about love languages. Intimacy is one thing, but to be able to identify your love language as well as speak your spouse's love language will bring you and your spouse even closer. It is a way of depicting the way you want to be loved and appreciated while understanding the same of your spouse. I consider love languages another category of intimacy because it helps you connect with your spouse on their level and meet them where they are. It lets them know that you appreciate them, understand them, and respect the ways in which they choose to be loved. As of now, there are 5 different love languages. Gary Chapman, the author of The 5 Love Languages, explains them in detail in his bestseller. You may feel as if one love language resonates with you more than the others, and if you do, then more than likely that is your love language. Some may not understand what their love language is due to the lack of knowing what their expectations are for love. Let's discuss the 5 different love languages. Words of affirmation. Words of affirmation is a love language in which words of encouragement, love, admiration, and affirmation pushes and motivates an individual, whether that be you or your spouse. Those words fill the spot in the heart that wasn't filled due to the lack of. Congratulate them for their successes. Celebrate their successes and show you're proud when they are doing everything they set out to do. Verbally express your love, encouragement, acceptance, and admiration. Quality time. Just being there physically and showing undivided attention can show one that they are important, loved, and valued in their relationship. They require nothing more than quality time. Put your phone away and carve out time in the morning to start the day on a high note. Also, carve out time throughout the day, whether that be a phone call or a text, if you don't live with your spouse. And at night before bed to reflect on the day. Time is of the essence. Acts of service. Doing small tasks or acts of service such as mowing the lawn, doing the laundry, doing the dishes, putting gas in the car are all small acts of service. Although they seem small, one appreciates them and sees them as a way that their spouse shows their love. Gifts. Just as it sounds. Gifts, big and small, are how some people show they love and want to be shown that they love. Stopping to get creamer for the coffee, their favorite candy, their favorite perfume, or whatever. Don't consider a gift just an expensive one costing hundreds of dollars, but consider the small things too. Touch. Holding hands, a back rub, an ass grab, or a smack are all forms of touch. Touch is so intimate and actually the most common form of intimacy. Just think how relieved you feel after a stroke of your hair, a kiss on the cheek, or a much-needed hug. So I'm going to give you an example. A husband constantly stops on his way home to get his wife small gifts, such as flowers, teas, and sweet treats. The wife tells the husband that she doesn't feel loved. The husband doesn't understand because he has been showing her love by getting her gifts. What the husband doesn't immediately understand is that his wife's love language is words of affirmation, not gifts. A wife constantly carves out time to spend with her husband so that they are able to connect on an even deeper level. The husband expresses that he is unhappy. The wife is so confused because she thought she was doing the right thing by spending quality time. She doesn't realize that her husband's love language is touch. These are just a few examples of how not knowing the love language of your spouse can quickly turn into something that you didn't intend it to turn into. When you know the love language of your spouse, it helps you connect, build a stronger bond, and avoid resentment and improve communication. When you are able to step outside of yourself and focus your time and attention on someone else, it helps you become more well-rounded as a person. Learning your partner's love language helps you better understand someone, as well as putting yourself aside for a moment. Keeping love tanks full in a relationship will increase the longevity, love, and trust in your relationship. Get to exploring, and good luck, guys. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Tea and Talk. Stay tuned every Monday for new episodes. If you love Tea and Talk, be sure to give a rating and your feedback at the end of this episode. Want more Tea and Talk? Join the Tea Party VIP group. Click the link in the description of this episode to learn more. I'm excited to talk to you all next week. So until next time, love and light.